Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We got another special guest in the building, Demetrius Moore, worldwide model, national model. You done seen him on TV everywhere. We're gonna start this from the beginning. We're gonna allow him to tell his story and everything, how he grew up or whatnot, and what he's doing right now, and all the things that he got coming. All right, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, Demetrius?
How everyone doing out there? My name is Demetrius Moore, of course. Marcus Moore is my brother, heating and cooling in the house. Demetrius Moore, basically international, local model. Also work here locally with the KC and UPS in the past. But Demetrius Moore is who I am, basically. And hi everyone, how you doing? What's up, man?
Shoot, nothing, man. I'm glad to have you on here, man.
Man, likewise, man. I'm so proud of you, man, for keeping this stuff up, man, with your heating and cooling business and stuff. And now this podcast, man, is doing great things, man. I'm glad to be a part of it, man. That's what's up.
Got plenty of things in store, man. You know, I'm just sharing information for those that want it or whatnot. And now that you on here, they can look you up. You know, I have a lot of information about your bio or whatnot.
Yeah.
So they can get in contact with you. And, you know, this guy got books.
Yeah, here's one of them.
Yeah, for real.
Well, this is the one I've done. Yeah, this book here, I came out with it a couple of years ago, and within 6 months I sold 300 copies here, just locally, a few out of state, and they would say once it's a page turner. And I get often when they first started, they have to keep reading. A lot of customers have read it within a day. It's a good read. The name of it is Traveling Down Fate Road, Detour on Destiny Ave. And I have a couple of book companies actually trying to get me to sell the title. Yeah, so it's real out here. You know, got a code on the back, scan, it's copyrighted, but it's a good book, Traveling Down Fate Road. And everything talks about how I grew up and how we grew up. You know, it's 13 of us. And we were the poorest in our community, in our neighborhood. Really, we were the poorest in our neighborhood. So really, you know, rags to middle class to upper middle class and stuff like that. It's a good book, good read. And yeah.
Yeah, boy. Growing up down there with 2209 floor.
Yes, sir.
Rough times, man.
Yeah, it was really rough times, man. The thing about, like in the book, it talks about some of the gangsters and that we grew up. You know, it was nothing to hear gunshots like once a week. I mean, we would go and see bullet holes and this is back in the 80s, early 80s. You know, so in late 70s, early 80s. And stuff. It was really good, a rough area. You know, Jack Florella's, you know, y'all know him as Jack Stack Barbecue.
Yeah.
He had a store right there on the corner off of 22nd and Vine, and we 22nd and Flora. So you say Flora, you're basically talking about the Vine Street area. We are the original players of that area, actually. The people in that area, you know, us and Lincoln Gardens and Lincoln Academy is right up the street, but they don't talk about 22nd to 24th Street where the hustlers and the gangsters, and you know, it was a good town, man. I love it. I learned a lot from growing up in that part of town.
For real. And then let me see your book again. And if y'all want this book or whatnot, you know, you can get this book on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to find it. You can put this description in there or whatnot, and you should be able to find it and buy it. And, you know, support. That's what we do. We support each other.
And another thing, you know, that's one thing we do. I own the whole book. So, you know, you can actually reach back out to Marcus and me, and I can get you a book right away. We do everything the Moore way. The Moore way is a professional way. It's a good read, a professional editor. That's what's up. Traveling Down Fate Road with Demetrius Moore, which you guys know, international model. And Marcus, I always say when I go places, people, you know, no matter where I go, Texas, Omaha, Denver, they say, you look familiar. I said to them, you know, I joke about it. I said, yeah, you'll probably see my face on something, you know, and they think I'm being kind of like, oh, really? I mean, then start naming some of the gigs I've had, man, and you know, they trip off of that. So, hey, I like the music.
They ain't nothing but the phone ring, y'all, so it's all good. And you actually been on the Hallmark card. I got a funny story. I'm gonna wait till my phone stop ringing or whatnot. I got a funny story. I used to always take my dates to go see my brother's poster that was inside the Landon Mall inside of Hairpins. You know, and I was so proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Still proud of what he doing. Always supported him. I used to take my little dates in there. I'd be like, you know, we'll walk in there, and his poster would be over there to the left of the, kind of like by the cash register. And I'll walk over there on purpose, not really telling her who this guy was or what I was doing at the time. And I walked past it on purpose, and I look over. She looked over. She was like, "Is that you?" I was like, "Nah, that ain't me." She was like,
You
"Nah."
know, you said that was you. We 8 years apart, but we look alike. We look just alike. It's my young twin, as I call it. But go ahead, bro.
For real, for real. And she was just blown away. She was like, "I can't believe your brother got a poster and everything. Where he at? You know, you signing any autographs or whatnot?"
Yeah, you know, that's interesting. Yeah, my work. You know, you can Google me. They'll put me. I'll come up as a model with a particular agency, an elite model actually, which is true. Yeah, I've done the Pinners commercial. How that happened was they knew I was modeling. They knew about my reputation prior, so they asked me to come out to do that feature campaign. It was one of the first ones they've done, and that was all across the Midwest, all of the Hair Pinner stores, wherever they were located. When they first walk in, that was me, and that's what I make jokes about. That about people have seen my face. I did a Final Four back in '96 and '97. That was an international campaign when KU went to the field house, had free. Well, we got in at the field house because I was one of the feature guys on the brochure there. They were selling merch, and I did that as NCAA Final Four brochures. '96 and '97, I was a part of that. Did Walmart. So you used to go in Walmart in the '90s, men t-shirts and clothing. My face was on some of their product. I did runway for Walmart, and a lot of people don't know, if you get your products in Walmart, you make it. You made it.
Oh yeah,
you made it. You know, so you instantly a millionaire. So it was good that I was actually in Walmart. Did some trunk shows for Armani and calendars. You know, Men of Color calendar. This was travel the country with that. It's just a lot of work, man. And the things that internationally, just recently done a commercial that's featured Patrick Mahomes, GHA. I was representing that brand here in Kansas City, you know, and that's where I met a lot of interesting people. So I've done a lot of work, most likely Hallmark cards, Lee jeans back in the 90s. I was their fit model, so any brothers that was wearing Lee jeans, the metrics were me. I was their fit model. So done a lot of work, man. International campaign, Hallmark, and stuff like that. And you were saying something about a movie?
Yes. I know you got cast for a movie or whatnot back in the day.
I did. This is a funny story. I would tell people this in the 90s, and up recently, it was confirmed by another person who also was cast for that movie. But the way I got the information was they were looking at another model at the time. I think his name was he's top model, man. I mean, much props to him, man. Tyson Bedford, man. He is the one that started this all for the brothers, you know, for real. And he was getting cast for Stella Got Your Groove Back, and at the same time it was cast to him. And I was contacted to cast for that movie back in the 90s, and I remember my acting coach, he was telling me, hey man, they want you to cast for this movie. They want this other guy, but they don't know if he will work, but they got a couple other guys that want me to come up and cast for the movie. And I didn't make it. I just didn't make it. I don't know why at that particular time. I had a lot of stuff going on. So, but then here later on, you can pull up Mr. Bedford's interview. He'll talk about where he was being cast for the movie. And I already knew he was being cast for the movie. and they were throwing me in that loop. I already knew about that. So that happened in the 90s. And so I already knew the movie was coming out. And I went to the theater, and that's when I saw Ty Diggs actually playing a role. I said, oh, okay. I see the look that we're going for. So, yeah. And also, and my wife can verify, my ex-wife, she can verify Young and the Restless. I most definitely was asked to cast for Young and the Restless back, I think in 2000. And I was with my wife. The look that they gave me right now, I'm Salt and Pepper. They really gave me the Euro Brenner. They were like, you look like Euro Brenner. Oh my God, you know, my Caucasian brothers and sisters in the game, you know, that's how they would cast me. So I got cast for, I was already cast. I had a date to go and cast for the Young and the Restless, but I didn't do it. My wife and I was having a kid on the way, so I kind of focused more on the kid. And I already knew the salary they were paying for. They already told me the salary. Not saying that I got it, but I most definitely got cast for the Young and the Restless.
That's what's up. That's a hell of a story right there.
I know, man.
And that's real talk and another true story. You know what I'm saying? So what are you doing right now? What's going on right now? Because we know that you in commercials. You doing the cards. I seen the GPS.
Oh yeah, Gorman's. Yeah, Gorman's. I'm fortunate to represent Gorman's Drive Smart brand, and I thank Gorman's for that, for casting me. And you can Google that and go to Gorman's, and you'll see my face will eventually pull up. If you go to the cars, I've done that. I'm on. Oh my God, this has been a good year. I'm representing at least 5 or 6 brands, 3 of them internationally, and 2 here locally. You know, they sometimes call me to shoot outside of the city, and I always represent Kansas City. That's one thing I do when I go out. When I do these photo shoots, and when I'm behind these cameras and these hot lights and all these executives, because once you go to these photo shoots, when you get a campaign is what they call them, when you're about to represent a brand, the executives are there. The executives of the company are there. They want to see who's going to represent their product, and that's why I don't really put too much on Facebook. You guys, they be watching. So yeah, I don't put too much on Facebook. I've met more executives, man, and they could.